You can buy Ozempic from your doctor for over $1,000 a month. Or you could go online, see a doctor in minutes, and get the same active ingredient delivered to your door for approximately $50. That gap between what healthcare costs and what it should cost is the entire HIMS and HERS business model. Hi, welcome back to the Ticker Talk series. One stock, 5 minutes, no jargon. Let's go. What they do. HIMS and HERS is a telehealth platform. You log on, consult a doctor, get a prescription, medication arrives at home. They started with men's hair loss and erectile dysfunction, niche, recurring, slightly embarrassing conditions that people would rather handle online than in a GP waiting room. That model worked. Then the weight loss supercycle arrived. GLP-1 drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy became the biggest pharmaceutical story in a decade. The problem? They cost $1,000 plus a month, and supply couldn't keep up with demand. HIMS spotted the gap and started selling compounded semaglutide, essentially a copycat version, legally permitted when branded supply is in shortage, for a fraction of the price. Revenue exploded. The stock went from $10 to $66 in under 2 years. Then the FDA said the shortage was resolved. The loophole began to close. The stock fell 40%. The numbers. Here's what's easy to miss in all the drama. The underlying business kept growing. Full year 2025, $2.35 billion in revenue, up 59% year on year. Net income of $128 million. Adjusted EBITDA of $318 million. Over 2.5 million subscribers. For 2026, they're guiding $2.7 to $2.9 billion in revenue. And here's the plot twist that changes everything. In March 2026, Novo Nordisk, the company that makes Wegovy, the company that sued HIMS, the company that threatened their entire GLP-1 business, announced a partnership with HIMS to sell Wegovy directly through their platform. The enemy became the supplier. The compounding loophole closing became irrelevant. HIMS is now an official distribution channel for the world's most in-demand weight loss drug. The bull case. The platform is the point, not the drug. HIMS has 2.5 million subscribers who trust them to manage their health. That's a recurring revenue base across hair loss, sexual health, dermatology, mental health, and now weight loss. Each subscriber is a cross-sell opportunity. The average revenue per subscriber has grown consistently every year. The Novo Nordisk deal is the clearest possible signal that the big pharmaceutical companies have decided to work with HIMS rather than fight them. That's not a small thing. It validates the platform model and removes the biggest regulatory overhang in one move. The stock is currently around $19. Analyst consensus 12-month target is $29. Over 50% upside from here if the growth thesis holds. The bear case. Short interest sits at around 30%. That's extremely high. The bears aren't wrong to be cautious. The GLP-1 pivot created a business that became heavily dependent on one product category. Revenue excluding GLP-1 was always lower. The growth story was partly a shortage story. Now that the shortage is resolved, can the underlying platform sustain momentum without the compounding edge? There's also a data breach, a class action lawsuit, regulatory scrutiny that isn't fully resolved, and the Novo Nordisk deal, while positive, means HIMS is now distributing a branded product with lower margins than their compounded version. The CEO's line sums it up. We believe there's a really durable weight business even in a draconian scenario. That might be true, but a lot of the next 12 months depends on whether subscribers stay when prices normalize. Here's where I land. This is a story with a genuinely compelling platform underneath a very messy GLP-1 narrative. The fundamentals, revenue growth, profitability, subscriber base, are real. The Novo Nordisk partnership is a genuine turning point, not just a press release. The question is whether HIMS is a healthcare platform that happened to catch a GLP-1 tailwind or a GLP-1 company that calls itself a platform. The answer to that question determines whether this stock doubles or halves from here. Not financial advice. Do your own research. NASDAQ, HIMS. One stock, 5 minutes, no jargon. See you next week.